My concern is always public safety. And I like to drive and get my passengers safely wherever we go. I have a lot of ladies that I drive who are disabled. They appreciate it. I can get them in and out of the car with their walkers, their canes. I take them shopping. We go inside. I go in the store with them shopping. I help them with everything. Driverless car can't do that. And then another thing, a car has to have a driver in it. It's insane not to have a driver in a car. I don't know why anybody can say that that's okay. I've been driving around all these driverless cars. One almost hit me when I was parked at Scott and Bush. I was waiting for a customer to come out from the tennis club there. And then it swerved and missed me by inches. And then my one customer told me they saw the driverless car hit a little dog. Another customer told me that they saw him hit a post. There was several months ago a news report about the driverless car hitting the back of a bus. That was on the news. And that's just me. And I'm hearing and seeing fire trucks got stuck on Hyde Street. Okay, block the fire truck, block the police cars. They stop in the middle of the intersection. Those driverless cars, they'll stop at a green light and not move. Or they get behind.
Thank you. Your time is up.
I know, dear, but they get behind a double parked car and they go back and forth because they don't know where to go or what to do. Nobody's reporting this or talking about this. I drive 10 hours a day and I see all this different things going on with these cars. They're not totally safe, and a car needs a driver in it.
Country, including hundreds of thousands of safe professional drivers. All of labor stands united with first responders and our community members in urging the PUC to deny expansion of unsafe robot taxis. I have a letter from all the labor unions, including Teamsters, SEIU State Council, California Federation of Labor, and more. I'll give it to you. San Francisco residents have seen with their own eyes that this technology is not ready to be deployed safely. With just a few hundred AVs on the road currently, they're wreaking havoc on the city, hundreds of accidents, injuries, causing traffic jams, interfering with first responders and their vehicles. If you expand this unsafe technology, those problems will grow exponentially. Not to mention the threat to our jobs. Millions of driving jobs that support families and our economy are at risk. In the labor movement, we have a saying. Which side are you on?
Diana Porras. I am a San Francisco native. I am also here with Gig Workers Rising. I've been driving for Uber in San Francisco since 2017. I started off doing Uber and Lyft and collectively have done about 7,000 rides. I'm here today to ask the CPUC to vote against driverless taxis in the cities. Please take the time to listen to our concerns. I am a single mother of 3 school-aged children. Due to the cost of living here in San Francisco, I've had multiple jobs at once and have been dependent on rideshare app-based work to make ends meet. Like I mentioned before, I've done about 7,000 rides, and a lot of them have required me to help passengers by giving them a hand in and out of the car with many types of disabilities, injuries, overindulging day or night out, loading, unloading luggages, groceries, equipment, etc. I also want to bring attention to human trafficking. Are these driverless taxis equipped to possibly detect human trafficking? Human drivers are essential as we can easily adapt and handle complex situations while assisting passengers. The role goes beyond driving as we provide valuable information and support, particularly to visitors. We play a crucial part in ensuring safety, preventing delays, and offering assistance. Drivers like us are an integral part of the city. I have voiced my concerns. I urge you to make the right decision. Thank you.
My name is Dariush Mubarakeh, and I'm a rideshare driver. I've been driving in San Francisco for the past 10 years and drive for Uber and Lyft. I'm here today to ask the CPUC to vote against the expansion of driverless vehicles in the city because it takes time to listen. Please take time to listen to the concern of drivers like me and our public safety advocates before making a decision that will impact our work. Driverless cars struggle with complex situations, risking safety for passengers and others on the road. Driverless taxis can't communicate like human drivers, causing sudden stops and traffic congestion. The rapid expansion of driverless cars on our roads will make it more difficult for us to to do our jobs safely and efficiently. Drivers like us are an integral part of the city. We urge you to listen to our concerns and make the right decision so that the city remains safe and welcoming to everybody, and that drivers like us can have jobs.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Olga Miranda. I'm the president of SEIU Local 87, and I represent janitors in the private sector. Quiero poder decir mis palabras en español para que puedan entender nuestros miembros también. I'm here speaking in support of autonomous vehicles and the expansion of that for crews. We have seen the work that's been done, not just with labor, but also we already represent workers within cruise spaces. Cruise is one of the few tech companies in San Francisco that is celebrating the fact that they want to stay in San Francisco and operate in San Francisco. And right now, we need to be able to celebrate those opportunities. I understand what is on your shoulders and the decision to make, but AV is here, and we want to make sure that the partnerships that have already been built with communities. I represent workers that are typically invisible. And we have partnered up with communities that are not treated equally the same in the same services, and accessibility is where it is at right now. So I ask every commissioner to please support it. Quiero poder decir mis palabras que los sindicatos estamos en apoyo de esta legislación para poder extender el acceso a trabajadores para que sea imperativo, que sea equitativo. Again, we are labor, we are organized labor, and we support crews and the expansion of AV vehicles. Thank you.
My name is Chema Hernandez-Gil. I stand before you today as a representative of the 60,000 member strong Service Employees International Union, SEIU Local 1021, voicing our strong opposition to the proposed expansion of Cruise and Waymo autonomous vehicle operations. Street safety is paramount. The autonomous vehicle industry hasn't convincingly ensured public safety, raising valid concerns. Our members believe we must focus on reducing vehicle miles traveled and congestion, prioritizing public transit and active transportation, especially during our climate emergency. An expansion of these autonomous vehicles would also negatively impact some of the densest working class communities in the Western United States, neighborhoods that are already disproportionately impacted by traffic violence. Consequently, SEIU Local 1021 urges you to reject this expansion. Our communities deserve thoughtful evaluation and true dedication to their well-being. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Claudia Center, and I am with Disability Rights Education and Defense Fund. Safer Road for All should include people with diverse disabilities. DREDF has been engaged in this issue and these proceedings from the beginning, and we have long urged the CPUC to require AV providers to provide services that are accessible to and equally safe for people with disabilities. This has not happened. The foundational principle of the ADA is that new things should be built fully accessible. This is a new thing. We have new vehicles, new systems, new infrastructure. The time is now to require AV providers to build and include adequate numbers of wheelchair accessible vehicles as components of their fleets, and to ensure equal safety, including curb pickup and drop off for people with disabilities. We urge a no vote until these elements are included. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is John Hahn.
Hello, my name is John Hahn. I'm a former San Francisco taxi cab driver. I drove a cab for about 14 years. I look around the room. It looks a lot like 10 or so years ago when the CPUC was listening to Uber and Lyft make their case for approval. And Uber and Lyft didn't turn out to be everything that they were claiming they were going to be. I just want to say that so far it's been a trusted tester program, but once you open this thing up for everybody out there to go ahead and take one, it's not going to always be these rosy stories. As a cab driver, you know, I've witnessed abusive spouses interacting in the taxi cab, and if there's nobody there, I don't know what's to stop domestic violence or date rape from happening in a driverless robotaxi. So I think you really need to take these kinds of things into consideration. I would strongly urge you to assert your regulatory authority for a limited expansion pilot program. 3 to 6 months down the road, you have to do an evaluation and have an independent study determine the pros and cons and the impacts of robotaxis.
Thank you.
Don't just let these companies put as many as they want out there. That would be a big mistake.
Thank you. The next speaker is Mary McGuire.
Good afternoon. One thing that's been going through my mind since I've seen these out on the road is how can you compare the safety records of cars that have been out there, 1 year, something when automobiles have been on the road for over 100 years. So that makes no sense to me. Another thing is I can't really go into everything I've seen. I don't have time because I'm a taxi driver. So I just question, are these companies in compliance with your current regulations? To all you janitors and all the young people here in the yellow shirts, private citizens supporting this, you're really victims. You're victims of short-term thinking. Sometimes I wonder, do you all just hate people? But we're people. We're supposed to be taking care of other people. And these are jobs. And you know what? It's going to be your jobs. It's going to be your jobs next. So take that into consideration. And I think I'm going to go join those people with those orange cones because they're way cooler than you are.
My name is Rosine Busini. I am an Uber and a Lyft driver for over 7 years. I am also a member of Gig Worker Rising. It's kind of interesting to me to see other human beings speaking down on human being drivers as the worst thing on earth, just like the lady after me just said. We just discovered this new self-driving taxi, and all of a sudden, we're making it seem like it's the best thing that ever happened and that we are worse. And yet, we want human beings to become the passengers of those robot taxis. If you allow this self-driving taxi to expand, it's going to take away jobs away from families. Like me, I'm a single mom. It's going to take a job away from people. Therefore, it's going to cause more homelessness in this city. We already see clearly the main reason for this San Francisco city going down is because of remote working. It's causing businesses to crash. So allowing self-driving taxi to expand is going to just make the situation worse. It's going to cause more homelessness, more drug on the street. We don't want that. So I urge you to please vote no for expansion of the self-driving car. Thank you.